What's really going on in the minds of gun-grabbing politicians? Seattle's clueless mayor blames the gun and not the killer. And Africa is kicking and screaming because President Trump stopped sending them Americans' tax money. This is The Loaded Mic, and I'm Dan Wost. If I were an anti-gun politician, I'd want to make it so time-consuming, expensive, and difficult for you to get a handgun license that you would eventually just give up. Well, the bad guys? No, I need them to have guns. This is how I create a victim-predator society that keeps me in power. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would create policies to confiscate your guns and call them extreme risk protection orders because I want the ability to enter your home, take your guns, and deny you the constitutional right of due process. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would want to create a firearm registry so I know exactly who you are, what guns you own, and of course, the home address where those guns could be found because I'll need to know where to go when I execute my extreme risk protection orders. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would want you and your family to be vulnerable in your own home. So I would create legislation that would require you to keep your guns locked up in a safe, basically useless. I'd do everything I can to protect the bad guys from you. And yes, there will be mandatory in-home inspections to make sure you're complying. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would demonize the most commonly owned rifles and call them assault weapons. I'd create a national anti-gun fear campaign and spread this propaganda term far and wide so the people who can't think for themselves would fear these guns and not even know why. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would convince society that if you don't need a gun, you shouldn't have one. I'd say things like, nobody needs an AR-15. I'd make people mistake their God-given rights for government-issued privileges measured by a metric of need that I determine. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would create gun-free zones to allow killers the safe space to do their dirty work, unimpeded. I'd keep you unarmed and advertise your vulnerability to every crazed lunatic by posting gun-free zone signs. And after the inevitable mass shooting that would occur, I would then use those deaths as justification for more gun restrictions on you. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would expand those gun-free zones to schools and disarm all teachers and staff, making the children vulnerable. I'd put a sign on the building announcing that everyone inside is unarmed and helpless. I'd make it as easy as possible for maniacs to kill children because dead children are a great selling tool for gun laws. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would embrace the terminology used to push an anti-gun fear campaign. I'd use terms like gun violence because I would want people to believe that the gun is the cause of the violent human behavior. I know it doesn't make any sense, but people are stupid and emotionally driven, and I'll capitalize on that. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would convince people that guns are the leading cause of child death. Of course, I would have to coerce organizations to create fake studies that include adults up to 24 years old and gang members in their statistics, but that doesn't matter. People don't pay attention. They just believe the first thing that pops up in their internet search. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would tell you I support the Second Amendment while at the same time convincing you that some regulations are okay. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would convince you that a gun registry should be implemented for all firearm purchases. Of course, I would camouflage it as a background check for the purpose of, well, you know, keeping you safe. Yes, I know the bad guys ignore background checks altogether, but I would push the notion that without these, you'll be in grave danger. I'll tell it to you so often you wouldn't dare believe anything else. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would create an endless list of requirements to purchase a firearm and a faulty background check system that would falsely deny thousands of people every year and prevent them from purchasing a gun. I'll make the appeals process so difficult and expensive that most would just give up and accept it. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would convince you that certain firearms only belong on the battlefield. I'd call them weapons of war. I would create such a fear around these guns that you'd be afraid to leave your house. If I were an anti-gun politician, I'd convince you that the only reason anyone would have a gun is to take lives. I'd call them assault weapons for effect. I certainly wouldn't tell you that they're used millions of times every year in America alone to stop acts of violence and save lives. No, I would demonize them until you started parroting my propaganda terms. I'd make the term assault weapon part of your vocabulary. I'd repeat it so often, I might even get gun owners to start saying it. If I were an anti-gun politician, I wouldn't tell you I want to disarm you so I can control your life. I'd tell you gun laws are for your own safety. If I were an anti-gun politician, I would do everything I can to disarm society so I can take over. I'd make a mockery out of your founding fathers and their silly ideas. I'd make sure that I have guns and you don't. We're going to talk about this and many other things with his outspoken political views make him a real delight at family gatherings. Anthony Diso. So I did this thing, kind of modeled it after the 1965 If I Were the Devil, right? I thought, man, you know, the evil things that these gun grabbers are doing, I thought maybe I'd do that. So I just wanted to get your opinion. What are we, as far as all these gun restrictions, don't we realize that these people have just like taken such advantage at this point for all these decades? I mean, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Well, we've talked about it. If America didn't have guns, what would happen?
We'd be Venezuela or we'd be China.
Be invaded. We get invaded immediately because that's what scares them.
Well, that's a good point. We would not only be controlled by our leaders, we would get invaded because this is the greatest place on earth.
And the hardest war to fight is a urban war in cities and countryside. They don't know the platform.
Yeah.
There's millions of guns, trillions of ammo. Take that all away, we're done. And that's what these liberals don't get. I said it to one of your stupid idiot commenters on Facebook. I said the same thing to her. Like, what do you think's going to happen? You think taking guns away from law-abiding citizens is going to change criminals? It's not.
Well, you know, on last week's show, we talked with Braden Langley, and we talked about, we showed this clip of these two liberals talking about melting all the guns. They thought that if they melt all the guns down, then nobody would get shot. It's like draining the sea of water. Getting rid of the guns is impossible. It can't be done, not only because there's over 400 million guns in America. That's just kind of the ones we sort of know about. There could be many more. But not only that, but people make their own guns. We always have ever since our founding, ever since we were colonists. Before the Revolutionary War, we made our own firearms. It was just part of the culture. Even right up to the 1980s, I remember watching my dad in the basement building rifles and muzzle loaders and all sorts of replicas and things like that. And I just grew up. That was normal.
Yep. Now the anti-politicians want to, restrict everybody, but then criminals are out doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
You got to love it. Just running rampant.
You gotta love it. I mean, it's just so stupid.
And the liberals run with it.
Oh, God. It's not, I think there's a couple things going on. I think half of the anti-gun population is scared to death of guns because they don't know anything about them and they've been told all these lies. So they're scared and they really just want them to go away. They think they'll feel better if guns are, and a new gun restriction or a new gun law, they feel better because they're just stupid and they don't know anything about them. And they don't care to know anything about them because they're taught to believe that if they go to the range or if they talk about guns or if they look at a Facebook page or something like that has that they're going to be ridiculed and shamed by their friends.
Oh yeah, that'll absolutely happen.
But then again, I think a lot, and the other half of them understand how important guns are to a free society, and that's why they don't want them, because they want to take over. They would love to see their communist leaders like Mondami and Hochul and Spamberger and Gretchen Whitmer and Gavin Newsom and all these far left radical communist leaders, I guess you'd call them, they know or they think that they will be praised by these leaders. Now they'll be sitting at the popular table. But what's going to really happen? What's really going to happen? In this?
Yeah, you ain't going to be at the popular table. You're going to be waiting for crumbs at the store. I just love these morons who think socialism and communism are going to work.
Yeah.
Like that one idiot on TV. Oh, I want to abolish the presidency, the Supreme Court. I want to get rid of everything and just be fully government. Really? Listen, Chubby, I'll send you to Venezuela.
Yeah.
And you let me know how that's going to work out for you.
Well, it's
or
like
Cuba or Russia or anywhere.
China. They can't do anything in China.
Right.
They're monitored 24 hours a day. They can't do anything.
They're limited to children. They can't only have one or two children, depending on your household income. So they talk all this garbage because they're in a free country where they can do it.
Yeah.
But you go to Venezuela, you try to tell the prime minister or whoever's in charge of that dump that he can't do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be hanging outside.
Yeah.
That's what these stupid people, I'm just tired of them. They're stupid.
Yeah.
100%.
No,
They're just dumb.
I totally get it. And I think what has to happen is they have to come to some sort of awareness, but they've been so brainwashed over the past, 10 years now. Ever since Trump came down the escalator, the left wing put their propaganda and brainwashing into high gear. It started then. I mean, I'm sure it was going on before, but they really put it in high gear, and they really focused on any people who would listen. So the people who wanted to, like I said, sitting at the popular table, they gravitated toward these left-wing ideas. And the left-wingers, the leaders, the politicians, and the media, CNN and all that. That's why when Trump started coming out calling them fake news, I was like, oh, that's kind of harsh. I never heard that before. But and it was, because nobody ever said it.
Yep. All fake news.
But they have been so brainwashed. And they think, this is the funny thing about it. This is why you will never have a conversation about this stuff with them. They think we're brainwashed. They think we march to Trump's orders.
Do not. I hate what he's doing with the healthcare right now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't.
It needs to be fixed.
There's some stuff about that he's done that I don't like either. Like, I always bring it up.
We're free thinkers. We're not. I don't worship him.
No, of course
There's
not.
a lot of things he needs to fix.
Yeah.
No, but listen.
Some stuff he's doing fantastic.
Right.
How about that border?
Right. The border's closed. We're getting rid of the illegals. That's good. But the healthcare system's a wreck right now.
Yeah.
People are losing healthcare that need it. And okay.
That's a conversation we can get into. But let me go to one of our sponsors real quick, and we can talk about healthcare. You want to know who's fighting for your gun rights? Gun Owners of America. Now, GOA is the no compromise gun rights group. I urge you to become a member at gunowners.org. What have they done? Well, GOA secured a preliminary injunction against the ATF pistol brace rule. The GOA members submitted a record 85,000 plus comments opposing the ATF's universal registration check rule. They helped enact permitless carry in Nebraska and Florida. GOA secured victories in California, Illinois, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. Plus, they won 2 legal victories against the ATF's zero tolerance policy. And GOA fought to overturn Joe Biden's ban on funding hunter education, shooting sports, and archery in schools. So with the constant attack on our Second Amendment, we often ask ourselves, well, what can I do about it? Well, this is what you can do. You can become a member at gunowners.org and help us save the Second Amendment. I wasn't really prepared to talk about healthcare, but yeah, I think a lot of it is the insurance companies.
Oh, it's absolutely.
And how
Obamacare.
Yeah.
Because when I worked for the police department in 2000, I got hired in 2000. I had the best healthcare ever. I had no copays. Everything was covered. I think my prescriptions everything was taken care of.
Yeah.
Now, $7,000 deductibles. Who has $7,000 before your insurance kicks in?
Well, right.
$5,000.
That's the thing. I think,
it's just wild.
rich people don't really need medical insurance. Like, what's the most you're ever going to spend on a major catastrophe? How much do you think? What's the most you could? Let's say you got the.
Well, heart attack, ICU probably cost you $250,000
Okay.
out of your pocket,
What
but
about-
they can afford that. 'cause
What
they
about a
have
full
millions.
cancer treatment? How, like, what's that?
Oh,
Half a
that's-
million?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think if you've got that money and you can put 500,000 away and keep it in a fund, just a savings, why would you buy it? Why would you even have insurance?
Right.
You know? So, I mean, not everybody's got 500,000, but
No, but poor people can't.
right.
And people who work every day, like go to a regular job, and you're charging them, you're telling them they can't, their healthcare won't kick in until you pay up to $7,000.
It's almost you could probably go your entire life and never spend $7,000 on any one issue in 1 year.
Right.
So, but yet we spend all that money on deductibles and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot that I don't. There's a lot that I don't understand
And
about
even
medical.
even whatever Trump does come up with, the Democrats are going to say no anyway.
I know.
And that's what the liberals aren't seeing. They're not seeing how it's a us against them. With the like, they don't want to work with the Republicans.
Right.
They canceled Obamacare. It ran out and they didn't renew it because it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. The only people making money are the doctors and the insurance companies.
Well, didn't it need to be needed to be propped up? Right? Didn't it? Obamacare needed extra funding to keep it going.
Yeah, it was garbage. We got to bring it back to the where, and everybody's like, "Oh, we need universal health care." No, we don't. Call a Canadian. Ask them how that's working out for them.
Yeah.
They're waiting like 8 months for gallbladder surgery. You're going to be dead by then.
Yeah.
You can't get an appointment for 6 to 8 months or years just for a checkup. Emergency room, forget about it.
They should just go to your garage. You're working on the Mustang. Maybe do a gallbladder.
You might as
for 'em.
well, because Canada universal health care is not good, and they all tell you
Yeah.
it's not good. But this is what these idiots want. They think free. You know how horrible our system would be if it was free?
I know. Somebody's got to pay for that stuff.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to remind Tommy.
I don't
I got
understand
a free grocery store.
like what's going on in their stupid little peanut minds where they think that stuff is free.
That's what I try to tell these idiots. Oh, we need free healthcare. Bro, it's not free. I don't know where we should take the word free out of the dictionary because it's not. Nothing's free.
They think that so they got this free medical care so they can walk into the doctor, not pay a dime and get full treatment. Well, the doctor's working. He's not going to do it for nothing.
Exactly. The government's paying that doctor
The
to be there.
hospital has an infrastructure that needs to be maintained. That's not something's got to pay for that
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. That's what these idiots don't look at all they care about is themselves.
Well, you know what? They don't. Right, exactly. They don't. A lot of them know that the money is coming from you and me, taxpayers,
Right.
who are paying into this system, and
They would be bankrupt in a year.
But they're entitled. They feel like they're entitled to that.
They're
crap.
not.
Well, just like the welfare system, they think they're entitled.
Oh, jeez, that was the worst thing ever invented.
Well, look at these idiots going into stores trying to use their EBT card on clothing and stuff, and then they get mad that
It's not working. Anyway, you can't eat your sweater. They're so
mental
stupid.
patients. The United States is full of mental
You can't
patients.
talk to them. There's a kid on Facebook right now that's just whining and crying that his daughter's healthcare got canceled. Dude, you're not the only one.
Yeah,
But he's crying, I hate this government. Bro, you can leave anytime.
yeah.
Go to
Canada.
Venezuela.
Go to Mexico.
Go to Mexico.
Enjoy yourself. Just don't drink the water.
That's right.
All right. Seattle police say 15-year-old arrested in connection with the food festival shooting had a ghost gun.
Oh, boy. Boo.
Yeah. Boo. It's 15-year-old arrested after the shootout at the food festival near Seattle. Space Needle was armed with a ghost gun. This is the thing.
How did they even know it was a ghost gun? Did it say ghost gun on it?
Right.
Did it have, was it white?
Had a picture of who's the ghost? Casper. on it.
Casper. It's Casper. Casper 9/11.
Okay, so this is part of the problem. Before we even get into this story, the biggest part of this problem is that people have been conditioned to believe that it's somehow bad to make your own guns. We've been doing it ever since we've existed as a country, and before then. But yet the anti-gun crowd, Moms Demand Action, Everytown, Giffords, and all those clowns, they keep talking about, they create the ghost gun term to scare people who don't know any better. And then
assault weapon,
weapons of war, all that stuff. Gun violence.
Gun-free zone. Come on in. Oh,
so anyway, of course, they're capitalizing on this because it was a non-traceable gun. So I'm not sure what the situation was. Was the serial number ground off? Was it actually a 3D printed gun? I don't know. And I don't care. I think you should be able to own whatever the hell you want. If you're a bad person, you wouldn't be out on the streets anyway, because if our legal system worked properly, they'd be in jail.
There you go. That's rule number one.
So, I don't even want to get into all the stupid details reading these dumb articles from PBS. The shooting in the waning hours of the 3-day Bite of Seattle festival left 3 people dead, including a 19-year-old gunman, and at least 4 people injured, including a toddler. This is sad stuff. People should not have to deal with this nonsense.
But Seattle is so restricted. Nobody there. You can't go to the festival with a gun.
Well, I would imagine you can't. I would imagine. Now, I know Seattle has concealed carry. You can legally carry concealed in Seattle.
That's probably so restricted.
But I'll bet you that festival was probably.
I bet you can't go there.
So what happens is, Danny, can we play that? Let's just play that clip.
News hour. Seattle police are hunting for a suspect tonight after gunfire erupted at a food festival yesterday, killing at least 3 people and wounding at least 4 others. One suspect is already in custody. A third shooter is believed to have died at the scene. Tonight, the city is grieving and on edge. The scene of another mass shooting in America, this time in the shadow of Seattle's iconic Space Needle. First responders tended to multiple victims caught in the crossfire, as investigators believe the suspects were shooting at each other. In addition to the dead, 4 others were wounded, including a 2-year-old. They were taken to a nearby hospital and all have since been released, except the toddler, who is listed in satisfactory condition. One suspect, a 15-year-old, surrendered at the scene, but the search is on for another who officials say may have fled. The city's mayor said the shooting reflects a deeper problem.
We have far too much gun violence in this city and in this country. And we're coming off
Shut
of a
up,
week
Katie.
in Seattle where we've had 3 major incidents of gun violence in just a few days. We have a lot of work to do as a city and as a country to make this better.
Seattle police are hunting.
So there are 2 criminals shooting at each other.
Right. Any chance they get, it's all about gun violence, right?
Don't worry about the 2 criminal teenagers that were shooting at each other for what?
It was gang. They say it was gang of a bunch of thugs. Do we have? Okay, let's just go to photo, the MDA photo at number 2. So this is what stupid Moms Demand Action are saying. One of the guns used in the mass shooting at the Seattle Food Festival this week was a do-it-yourself machine gun. A Glock pistol modified with a switch and equipped with a 40-round magazine. When anyone can turn a pistol into a DIY machine gun, all our communities are at risk of mass devastation.
Listen, you stopped it all when you said he made the gun himself. That stupid moron doesn't know how to make a gun. He can't even. He can't even write his own name.
He can't even pull his pants up.
He can't even read or write English. He is not making a gun himself. That woman is a moron.
She goes on to say,
a 40-round clip. Number one, that gun would melt in his hand if it was made with a 3D printer. These people are so stupid. Listen, liberals, if you believe that woman, go to a bridge and jump off of it.
She says that's why states like California, Maryland, New York, and Connecticut have taken the necessary steps to stop these dangerous weapons. But our work is far from over.
Oh, boy.
We must keep this legislative momentum going because our lives and futures matter more than the gun industry's bottom line. As it turns out, it was, of course, gang violence.
Of course.
But the gun grabbers don't want to talk about that part.
It's two youths who have no father in their life because he went home for milk and he didn't come back.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
The 2 Utes.
The 2 youths.
So,
But we're gonna blame the eminent object who we said he made. As listen, I don't even know how to make a gun, and I'm.
Well, who cares if he did? The problem is they're focused on the gun.
They don't care.
Why is that? Why are those thugs not in jail?
Exactly.
I'm sure they committed other crimes before this. This wasn't their first offense.
No, it wasn't. But that
God damn.
bad boy, you get back out on the street,
Get back
commit
out
more
on the
crimes, so I can talk about how bad that gun was that you just shot somebody with.
Because if you don't shoot people, I
can't talk about the gun.
We can't talk about the guns, right? Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, America, we're dumb.
I think we got some pictures of these thugs. Can you pull one up?
Look at
this was a Facebook page. What about the other one? I think he was one of. Can you play? Can you? There it is.
Look at him.
Now, these are upstanding citizens, right?
None of them have a father. We know this. Look at them. This is what these poor kids have to resort to because they don't have any family taking care of them.
No guidance, right?
They just go to the gang because the gangs coddle them and they're like, "Oh man, we love you, brother. We'll do anything for you, but I need you to go shoot Tyrone down the street because he disrespected me yesterday at the
He stole my girlfriend Shaniqua.
At the bike meet.
He stole Shaniqua from me.
He stole Shaniqua from me.
So go down and I asked her why she went with him. But
so stupid.
I know it.
You're killing somebody over something stupid, over a gang color. What is wrong with you?
It is so stupid. Even if, I don't care. You could be retarded and still understand that taking a life is going to be bad for, obviously, the people, the family that you take the life, and then you're going to get caught.
But they don't care. That's the problem. These kids have they have no feelings. They don't care.
They have no value for life.
They don't.
Right?
They don't.
Yeah. All right, let's go to a break real quick, and we got a lot more.
The Cali Key removes your AR from the definition of an assault weapon and lets you keep your rifle with all its features, avoid registration hassles, and transport in hostile jurisdictions. The Cali Key also lets you hunt in jurisdictions like Pennsylvania and enhances long-range precision shooting. Cali Key's expert legal opinions empower informed decisions, and sales help grassroots Second Amendment organizations. Cali Key is your tool to keep and equip your AR, empower yourself, and defend your civil rights.
Our founding fathers saw them coming over 200 years away. That's why they wrote the Second Amendment. Join us in the fight to preserve your gun rights and stop unconstitutional gun control. Gun Owners of America is the country's only no-compromise gun rights organization. Not only do we inform and educate, but we bring the fight to court and win. Your God-given right to keep and bear arms is our top priority. Become a member today and help us take back America. Join us at gunowners.org.
All right. Africa's pissed off because Trump stopped giving them our taxpayer money. And how are they going to solve all their problems if they don't have American money?
I didn't know that was our problem.
Yeah, well, apparently we're supposed to solve their AIDS epidemic.
Oh.
Yeah.
The epidemic that they created?
Yeah.
Oh. What's it been? 50 years? We still haven't figured it out.
I know you think. Well, okay, so let me give you a little bit from NPR. I don't know how reputable this. Africa knew Trump's America First pledge meant it might be the last. Then he cut aid. 4 days after President Donald Trump signed an executive order freezing almost all U.S. foreign aid, an email landed on Clarice Maduku's inbox in rural Zimbabwe. Stop all activities immediately, it said. The message confirmed Maduko's fears that Trump's return to office might affect his organization's efforts to save African girls from child marriages.
What the hell does that have to do? Listen, I want Danny Jr. to look up this guy's house and what he's worth, because I can guarantee you this guy's been stealing U.S. money. What does that have to? Why is her getting being able to marry an older, how the hell is that our problem?
Why is it even our problem? Why are we even concerned? We shouldn't even know about it.
Right.
Why do we even care?
That's your continent. We don't care.
Fix your own problems. And here's another thing. We have so many African Americans living in America. Why don't they donate to their home country? Many Africans had known that Trump's America First outlook meant their continent was likely to be last among his priorities, as it should be. but they hadn't expected the abrupt halt to foreign aid from the world's largest donor that stops money flowing far and wide, ranging projects like disease response, which is what I was talking about, the AIDS epidemic, girls' education, and free school lunches. They're mad. They're not getting free school lunches from us anymore.
But we don't get free school lunches. So how much were we sending these people?
Well, I'll get to that. Even after global outrage prompted some exemptions to Trump's order, sub-Saharan Africa could suffer more than any other region as most global aid pauses 90 days for a spending review. The U.S. gave the region more than $6.5 billion in humanitarian assistance. That's only last year.
Bro, listen, if you can't solve the AIDS epidemic with $6.5 billion or then it's they have all kinds of stuff under the, they got the diamonds, they got all kinds of minerals that they can sell.
They're not.
How about you work on that?
Those countries are not. People are getting pissed off. They're not smart enough to develop that stuff like we are.
Then have America come over and develop it for you.
Yeah.
You stupid morons.
They're not. Well, they're not smart enough to develop what we've developed. Why do you think Elon Musk came to America? He's from South Africa. Why do you think he came here? He knows this is the place where evolution occurs. This is the place where technology expands and people grow rich and wealthy and successful. You don't
$6.5 billion.
So we have to give them $6.5 billion a year just so they can maintain? I don't think so.
No, hell no.
Hell no.
We're done with Africa.
So
Cut it off.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
So we've probably given them hundreds of billions of dollars. What the hell are they doing with the money? Yeah. I told you that Kooka Booga is stealing money. I bet you he lives in a castle.
So we will spend the majority of the $37 billion this year in places that fall between these categories of sort of allies and on sort of pressing issues, women's empowerment in Cambodia. What? Women's empowerment in Cambodia? Why do I give a crap about women's empowerment in Cambodia? Tell me, explain to me why I should care.
Why is Africa our problem?
I don't know.
Didn't they sell their slaves to us 200 years ago? And now we have a problem. Whatever.
Just keep working, Anthony, because they need your money.
I know. Stupid cracker.
This article from The Hill goes on to say we could return to pre-COVID levels of USAID spending if we started by zeroing out in 2025 all new assistance to non-mission critical countries and issues. This is a wake-up call that our system needs. And I agree with that. I think we need to stop. We need to pull back, let them start figuring out their own problems.
Think about how much good we could do in America with $6.5 billion a year going to Africa.
Isn't it just, it's very similar to the way our welfare system works. We in America have to pay into this, in our taxes, to pay for a portion of our country in certain cities, in certain areas who don't want to work. So we have to take care of them. And we do the same thing with Africa. It's like Africa is our welfare project.
They're our continent of welfare.
God, I don't get it.
That's insane how much money we've given them.
You know what though? I bet you it's a Democrat idea because they want black people to vote for them.
And I guarantee you some of that money is being funneled back to the Democrats.
Yeah.
I'll give you $6.5 billion, but you got to give us $1 billion to disperse to our friends.
This is from The Hill. For 2025, Biden requested $28.3 billion for USAID, an amount that excluded Ukraine spending, which was covered in a supplemental funding bill. Reducing the annual budget to $19 billion would bring USAID's funding, adjusted for inflation, to the level spent during the peak of Iraq and Afghanistan wars in 2004. The shock to the system would force USAID and its many champions and partners to sharpen the agency's focus on American strategic priorities rather than tolerate the inefficiencies of well-meaning institution that unfortunately has been captured by many self-serving actors. So here's another thing. I bet you a lot of that money's going to these Democrats right here in America. They're somehow funneling it back.
Ukraine's another country with huge amounts of raw material that they can use. And we even offered to come over and help them with it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They rather get free money.
Yeah.
The karaoke singer wants your money.
And Americans are brainwashed into believing that it's our duty and our obligation to help people out who don't want to work or who are unable to build a functioning society.
How about the stupid liberals add up all the money we've given to other countries and think about how well that would help your healthcare system?
Well, yeah.
$6.5 billion is a lot of money. Me, you, my whole family, your whole family could never spend that money in a lifetime.
Right.
You couldn't.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
you literally could not spend that much money. But we just piss it away like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, poof, here's $6.5 billion. Thank you, stupid American workers.
Who can we give it to? Let's give it to
Africa.
Zimbabwe. They're having
and Cambodia, because like I give a two shits about them.
I'd
love it.
Well, over in Zimbabwe, they're having a struggle with women's women's empowerment. Let's give them a few billion. Are you kidding me?
What the hell are they saying for $2.5 billion?
Yeah.
That's going to lift that woman's spirits when she's living in a mud hut. Huh?
She's living in a mud hut.
Hey, listen, lady. I got $2.5 billion, but I want to empower you to get out of this mud hut.
I want you to be empowered.
I can't, dude.
And if they can't figure out the AIDS epidemic, why the hell do we have to solve it for them? And
we solved it here.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Right. People aren't dying of AIDS anymore.
Right.
But somehow
they're still doing it.
The creator of the AIDS is they can't fix it.
Like, when are they going to figure it out?
They're not, because they keep funneling that money in. Would you cure it? Like, dude, cancer.
No.
You're going to cure cancer? Why not?
Right.
Because there's no cure. There's no money in a cure.
Well, look at Fauci.
Exactly.
Look at Fauci.
There's no cure. There's no cure. There's no money in a cure.
Fauci's making money off the
residual effects of COVID.
Yeah. Well,
he's worth like $14 million. Yeah. What doctor do you know that has $14 million?
Well, of course, he didn't want the pandemic to stop.
Of course not. That's why he took the ivermectin and the other stuff off the shelf, because it was curing. It solved the issue.
Yeah.
So let's take that out.
What a scumbag.
And give you this vaccine that didn't do a goddamn thing. It made you sicker.
And that little bastard comes off as so arrogant. Like,
yes, he's a little chimpanzee, a shaved down monkey.
But then when it comes to Congress asking him questions, he pleads the fifth on everything. Won't answer.
You try to go to court when you've got a criminal trial and say you want to plead the fifth. Yeah, you're going to prison for life. Politicians and crooked doctors have different rules than we do.
Yeah.
And we've seen it on display yesterday. Disgusting. And the liberals believe Fauci is being ridiculed. Oh, really?
They're sticking up for him, even after all that we know about what he did.
We know it was all his doing, and
the liberals are still
care.
supporting it. It's just so it's I don't know, it's beyond annoying at this point. It's like you're living in freaking retard nation. It's like, how can you think like that?
Look at Cuomo. He walked away from all the people he murdered. Trump gave him a ship so he could take care of people. He refused it. Yeah. Put him in nursing homes.
Let him die.
Killed all the old people.
Yeah.
He walked away. There he goes. Yeah. Politicians have a different, they can do no wrong.
It's definitely scumbaggetry.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely scumbaggetry. Mm-hmm. Let's get to one of our sponsors here, Cali Key. Cali Key. Now, this device, the Cali Key, removes your AR from the definition of so-called assault weapon. Did you know that when so-called assault weapon ban lists are created, they exclude manually operated bolt-action firearms? So just by dropping the Cali Key into your direct impingement AR in place of your semi-automatic BCG, you'll have a bolt-action rifle. Falls outside the definition of assault weapon. You don't need to do anything else. So give the Cali Key a look, because with it, you could retain all your rifle's features, avoid registration complications, revive your black rifle sales as an FFL, regain the ability to do private party transfers, legally transport across hostile jurisdictions, hunt with your AR in areas like Pennsylvania, enhance long-range precision, and quieter suppressed shooting. Cali Key has state-specific expert attorney opinions on its website and supports grassroots Second Amendment organizations with its sales. Cali Key's mission is to empower customers and claw back our civil liberties. So go to calikey.com, use the discount code LOADED. All right. Danny, how we doing on time? Okay, perfect. I want to talk about New York State. All right. We can start by talking about your boy Kami Mandami. He's destroying New York City. We were just talking about before we came on the show. What's he doing with housing?
Oh, he wants to tax the millionaires so high that they give up their buildings. I mean, so what do you think they're going to leave? He's a communist, and these idiots are following him like he's some god. He's implanted there in the most influential city in the world.
Yeah.
He's going to destroy the city.
Yeah, but Kathy Hochul's supporting him.
Because she needs his backing for governor.
So there's an article from our friends at New York Post. The headline is New York GOP governor candidate Bruce Blakeman trails Hochul by just 4 points in a shocking new poll. Governor Kathy Hochul leads her Republican opponent, Bruce Blakeman, by just 4 percentage points, according to a bombshell new poll. Just 47% of those surveyed said they'd back the Democrat incumbent, compared to 43% who supported the Nassau County executive, with 10% of registered voters undecided. The poll conducted by a pro-Blakeman super PAC found, that's what they found. Only 38% of respondents said they viewed Hochul favorably. Only 38%. That's pretty interesting. And 58% said unfavorably in a survey of 2,000 registered voters conducted by pollster Red Oak Strategic for the Strong and Safe Super PAC. Okay. Well, here's more statistics. Meanwhile, only 39% of voters approved of Hochul's job performance, compared to 56% who disapproved. So, you got 39% of voters approved, 56% who disapproved. So here's a question. Of the Democrats who disapprove of her, do you think they're going to vote for Blakeman?
Nope.
They're still going to vote for her.
They're still going to vote for her because they're stupid. They're stupid. I don't understand it. I don't know how you can keep somebody in power who's destroying your state.
Well, it says here only 33% of voters say Hochul, who is seeking a second full 4-year term, deserves re-election, while 61% say it's time to give someone else a chance, according to the survey. Okay, she's going to be the longest running governor. You're supposed to only have 2 terms, right?
3. I think it's 3. 12 years. And
is it 3? Okay. She already had, she rode
2 years.
Cuomo's.
Yeah, she rode 2 years of
coattails.
Cuomo's, and then she got 4 now. So she's got 6.
I wonder how, if she does win, how long she can go. How long legally will she be able to go? Anyway.
Well, she needs to go, or this state's going to sink. We won't make it another 4 years with her.
Well, she's given money to New York City. We can't do that.
Can't. Some guy today said, New York City creates the most taxes for upstate. Nah, buddy, you might want to look at that again.
Yeah, and not when
New York City is always in the negative.
And not when they're all leaving. They're all leaving.
They're all leaving.
And Kami Mandami's grocery stores are going to be a complete flop.
Oh, yeah.
He's saying that he's going to open these government-owned grocery stores where food is 30% cheaper than regular retail. You go into a regular grocery store. He's saying that the food's going to be 30% cheaper. Okay.
Where's he getting the food?
Well, it probably doesn't even matter because taxpayers are going to be paying for it. Grocery stores, what I learned about grocery stores is their profit margin is very, very small. Sometimes it's only like 2% profit margin. So they got to sell a lot. So let's just do simple math. For every $100, a regular grocery store is making $2 profit, right? He's going to take that $100 and only charge $70 for it. So now we're talking about a loss of 28%. $28, 28%. Where's that coming from?
Me and you. Hochul's going to keep feeding that dirtbag money.
Yeah.
Until we're just absolutely bankrupt.
Yeah. That's exactly what.
And then she's going to hope that a Democrat dirtbag gets to be in presidency, and then she can suck federal money out of them to save her state.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what always happens.
They say, I totally understand why some people leave California, New York.
I don't know how anyone can live in California.
Well, New York's really no better. I mean, at least California, you got nice weather all year. We got friends in San Diego, great guys. Todd Howarth for one, and we got the San Diego gun owners guys over there, San Diego County gun owners. These are great conservatives, and they live in probably the most beautiful part of the country. I mean, the weather is just...
Oh, yeah. But you're also being taxed to death. And your house is, $1 million in a regular residential area.
Would you rather live in New York State, like you do, or San Diego? If all things were equal, and it's like the summers, the weather to me would just be great. But I guess the laws are probably worse even in California.
Way worse in California.
Yeah.
Plus, you got natural disasters. Too much going on.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah. Earthquake.
Well, you got that L.A. mayor. Oh my God.
We don't need water. Fires don't need water. What are you talking about?
Her and freaking Newsom.
Oh, gee, yeah.
And then
they don't even have a quarter of a brain together.
And then after Kamala Harris was kicked to the curb, they gave her security in California. They gave her armed security at taxpayers' expense.
Of course.
They're just so corrupt.
Did you see that the Republican is way ahead of the Democrat for governor?
In California? Who's the
he's
how far ahead is he?
6-7%.
Oh, wow.
The hell's his name? He's a bigwig. It's like Hilton. That his name?
Oh, Steve Hilton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ahead of the Democrat.
Wow.
43 to 50 or something like that. He's up there. California might be waking up and saying, well, might be time.
So, what do we got on Steve Hilton? He's a good guy. He looks, I've seen him on many shows and stuff. Steve Hilton says...
Yeah, they said they had him ahead by quite a bit, which will be good because California needs something because that place is sinking. I don't even know how they're staying afloat.
Yeah.
Newsom's he doesn't care. He can't go. He can't do another term. He's done.
Not only that, but because the weather is so nice, they have such a huge homeless population. I mean, you can't walk through L.A. without stepping over homeless people.
Ugh.
It's like...
And think about it. If Hollywood wasn't there, where would their money come from?
And the thing
All
is...
those rich people living up on the hill.
Yeah, they're living on the hill and they're looking down
at the dirtbag poor people.
But it's like, why wouldn't those Hollywood elites want to fight back? They have to drive through this. They have to go to L.A. for business. They
got money. They come back to their posh pad and they just look over at the lights.
You would think, though, that they would recognize the faulty Democrat policies and say, no more of this. We want a nice
Can't go
city.
against that because then you get blacklisted.
Yeah.
It's all a control thing with the Democrats.
If I lived up in the Hollywood Hills and Beverly Hills, I wouldn't want to have Hollywood and L.A. such a slum pit. I wouldn't want it. I'd want a nice city to go down to. I'd want to vote for Republicans who can actually fix these
Clean
problems.
up my city and make it look nice again. It was fine when Schwarzenegger was in there, even though he's a moron.
I haven't visited California, LA in a long time.
I can't imagine what that place looked like.
Yeah, Hollywood. I remember the spending some time on the Hollywood Strip, but that was a long time ago. But now I see video and stuff, and it's awful.
Ugh.
It is awful.
Skid Row's got to be real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I said, I think it's because the weather is so nice that they can just live outside.
Yeah, it's that they don't get cold like we get. I mean, I think the cold that gets there is, I mean, it does snow in California, but you got to go up on the mountain.
In New York, what I'm afraid of as far as this Hochul-Blakeman race, I'm afraid the same thing's going to happen that happened with Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin, what a great guy. I think he'd have made a great governor. And we were cheering him on the whole way, and he came close. But, of course,
After night ballots.
Democrats always just win just by a little, just by enough.
Well, they're losing a lot of the immigrants, or the illegals are getting. They already lost 10,000 of them. ICE is taking them all.
What do you think their cheating strategies will be with this
I don't know.
governor's election?
She's gonna mail-in ballots. They'll all be
Mail-in?
fake. My father's gonna vote.
He's going to vote. Oh, your
He's gonna vote.
Your father's not. It's just so people know your father died.
Yeah, he died 5 years, but he voted. He's been voting. You know he has. It's just what they do.
But it's the cheating is so obvious. Like,
And
well,
no one
like go
cares.
back to the Biden Trump.
There wasn't even enough people voters, and he won by 81 million people.
We have a graphic. Can we pull that graphic up, Danny?
How do you win when there's not enough
Look at
people
this.
voting?
Look at this. Okay,
Like,
let's
that's
go.
not even possible.
Let's go through this. Keep this up here for a minute. 62 million votes for Bush. Okay, that sounds normal.
About right for a population.
Now, Obama comes in, and he's supposed to be the big savior. Everybody
That makes sense. He destroyed America.
69.5. Okay, I can accept that. That's reasonable. Trump comes in, changes everything, and gets 74 million votes. All right, now we're moving forward. People realize that Obama ruined everything, like healthcare and all sorts of social issues. And so, okay, so Trump, that makes sense. Everybody really wants a change. Now, Trump is out there campaigning, pulling down 50,000 seat arenas, right? Joe Biden can't fill a phone booth.
He got 81.3 million people.
And he got 81.3, the most votes in American presidential history.
No.
That freaking doofus.
That right there will tell you that was fixed.
And then you go back to Trump and
You got the
another
same amount of
74.2, same amount. What's that, Danny? Okay, thanks. This graphic just tells you everything.
And they said that if you added up Trump's and his 81 million,
there's not even
there's
enough
not
voters.
enough voters to vote.
Yeah.
That's enough proof right there to tell you that they cheated.
Of course
But
they cheated.
the liberals don't care. They love it. They love cheating.
But that's got to tell you something. That graphic right there, I don't know who made that graphic, but what a great job.
That's over 7 million people more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
you beat
stupid.
Obama?
Well,
Stop.
that's stupid. Right, exactly. And that stupid doofus who was locking himself in his basement, he wouldn't go out, he wouldn't do any speeches, he wouldn't answer any questions, he wouldn't do any press.
Exactly.
And he's hiding out in his basement, and he's going to win the most votes in American presidential history? Yeah, you got to be kidding me. I think you have to be stupid to believe that there wasn't massive cheating going on in that election.
And there still is.
Well, and they're proving it now, too. There's plenty of proof now that they're coming out with. I just hope something's done about it. We got to get that Save America Act because you need to have ID to vote.
Democrats don't want it.
Oh, of course not.
Because they'll lose they'll never own, they'll never have office again.
And they hate the fact that Trump closed down their border with all the free illegals coming in.
Yep.
They hate
That's the
that.
only way they can win.
I know. They are scoundrels. But thank you for watching The Loaded Mic on Rumble, YouTube, and all our podcast platforms. You can also find us at Spreely.com. Thank you, Anthony. And just remember, my name is Dan Wass. Remember, the Second Amendment is not a privilege. It's your right.